All right, so the class is on intuition tonight. Yeah, how do you feel? Where do you feel like you're at with your intuition? Is that a weird personal question? Okay. So maybe that's something that you can think about during the class, is where am I at in listening to my own kind of inner voice? How easy is it for me to access that part of myself? What does it feel like when I am accessing that intuition? And how does that compare to, and we'll talk a little bit more about this, but how does that compare to, say, your emotions? Because Yogi Bhajan talks about there's intuition, and that emotions are kind of the enemy to intuition. And that when we're not intuitive, that in this age that we're moving into, that we're going to be like animals, basically. We need it for survival. We need our intuition for survival. So we'll talk about that. It'll be a lot of work on the pituitary gland. So we'll be working on this sixth chakra. That's the one that's connected to our intuition. And it'll be overall glandular system. It also is really good for depression, energy, and something I thought was kind of interesting, they call it, computer sickness, which I had never heard that term before. And I was like, I think I have computer sickness. I am just in front of a screen all the time now. And so it's also really good for kind of clearing all of that stuff out as well. So looks like we might have somebody here. So if you're joining from home, welcome. You will want to get, and I want to get you one too, an extra mat if you're on a hard floor, or an extra blanket, because we're going to be doing bundle rolls. So this is clean if you don't mind using it. And you can even set up a third one if you want. Just set it to the side of your mat. Yeah. You'll just want like double the space, because it's the one where you roll around. Yeah, so you'll just want a nice sort of cushion there. And then you may want something just to sit on. And yeah, you brought your cushion today, so that's good. Okay, so this is called Kriya to stimulate the ajna. So ajna is the sixth chakra. So that's what we're going to do. Sorry, yeah, we will. Sorry, yeah. Good. No, that's good. Let's rub our hands together. Bring your thumbs to your sternum. And then go ahead and just lift up. So your shoulder blades are going to come together just a little bit in the back. Let your eyes come up and in the middle. Just putting a little bit of pressure. So you're already starting to activate that pituitary gland. And let's do some deep breathing here. So just breathing through your central channel. So imagine breath coming up from below the earth, moving up through your first few chakras, up into your heart on the inhale. And on the exhale, imagine that breath moving up through your throat, through your third eye, and out the crown of your head. And then on your next inhale, imagine the breath coming from the space up above your head, down through the crown of your head, through your sixth chakra, through your heart, down into and then exhale all the way down through your belly and into the ground. So just keep imagining the breath coming from down below you, into your heart, and then out through your crown, and then back down in through your crown and down through the ground. And have a little bit of contraction, a little bit of mul bandh here. Just keep doing this central channel breathing. And now feel as if every time you inhale, you're just gathering all the pieces of yourself together. And exhale, bring them into your spine. Inhale, gather them together. Exhale, bring them into the spine, the central channel. And then let's inhale to tune in. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Agare Name, Jugagare Name, Satgare Name, Sri Guru Deve Name. Agare Name, Jugagare Name, Satgare Name, Sri Guru Deve Name. Agare Name, Jugagare Name, Satgare Name, Sri Guru Deve Name. Inhale and hold the breath. Exhale. Release your hands, keep your eyes closed. I'm just going to read you this quote to get us started here. Man without intuition is a man in the dark. He may have a candle, but if it's not lit, it doesn't mean a thing. I understand there are millions and millions of therapies and paths and religions and realities and individuals, but there is only one individual that is you. There cannot be any other. It doesn't matter where you go or what you do, nothing outside of you shall solve your problem. And that's Yogi Bhajan. Okay. So maybe just asking yourself for a moment the questions that we were talking about before we started, just contemplating the thought, where am I with my intuition? Do I recognize my intuition? How often do I seek intuition? How easy or difficult is it for me to hear intuition? And then using that, whatever thoughts came to mind, go ahead and set your intention for this practice. And then let your eyes come open. And for this Kriya, we'll start with a standing position. So go ahead and come standing. Feet just about hip distance apart. Put your hands into fists, tucking your thumbs inside. And make tight fists here at the side of your body. Lean your back just a little bit. Head comes back, but keep the back of the neck long. So if that bothers your neck at all, then go ahead and tuck your chin down. Find a spot up on the ceiling and begin breath of fire. Rapid inhales and exhales through the nose. Keep going. This is your setting your magnetic field, increasing the circulation in your upper chakras. One more minute to go here. Keep the breath going. Inhale, bring the head to neutral. Suspend the breath, squeeze your root lock. Exhale, release. Pause for just a moment and notice the way that you feel. Okay, and then coming down onto your mat for down dog, or we call it triangle pose in Kundalini. So put your hands, wrists under shoulders, and then angle your hands just slightly outward so that your index finger is pointing to the front of the mat. That way you can really press the index finger and thumb into the mat. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, and press your heart back into your knees. Begin long, deep breathing here. And at the beginning, as you move into this pose, it may feel good to sort of walk this out a little bit, moving your heels up and down or moving your hips from side to side. And then maybe you will come a little bit closer to the ground as you start to loosen up. This is really good for your nervous system, for your digestion, as well as activating that pituitary gland. Keep going. If you ever need to rest, feel free to come down into puppy pose maybe, or just resting on the hands and knees for a moment and imagining yourself in down dog. Long, deep breathing, consciously filling the belly all the way up and consciously expelling all of the air out of the lungs so that there's almost a little bit of a contraction of the pelvic floor on the exhale. Just 30 more seconds here. Good. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze Mulban, squeeze your root lock. Inhale and release down onto your hands and knees for just a moment. And we'll be moving onto our belly. So wherever you feel comfortable, taking a rest for a few breaths and noticing the way that you feel. And these little pauses in between the poses are also a chance for your intuition to speak. And that can be really subtle, just noticing the way that your body feels, noticing what you're present to. And then coming into bow pose. So from the stomach, kicking the legs back, reaching the hands back, and maybe they can grab the ankles and maybe they can't. Either way is fine. I'll show you a couple of options. If you can reach the ankles, you'll pull up through the knees, up through the chest, heart opens, and long, deep breathing. If you can't quite reach those, you can just stretch your arms back. Just make it work for you. Bow pose is also good for digestion, for really opening up that central channel. So the Kundalini energy moves up the central channel, this innate energy that is ours. It moves all the way up through the crown of the head. And as it moves through the body, it helps clear all of those blocks. And it helps us remember who we are, which is the reason that we're here. We're here to remember the beautiful, perfect, joyous beings that we are. Keep pulling your knees toward one another. Yeah. Just a few more seconds here, 15 seconds. Inhale, maybe come just a little bit higher, squeeze mole bond. Exhale, release down onto your stomach. Just rest for a moment, let the energy flow. Then moving on to your back for stretch pose. We'll just be here for 1 minute. So your legs will come about 6 inches off the ground, hands hover above the thighs, head comes up and looks at the feet, breath of fire. Keep going, I'm going to start the timer. If this starts to be too much, you can do just one leg at a time, or you can bend the knees. Keep going. So stretch pose is really good for the abdominals. It also is activating the energy in that third chakra and the solar plexus, activating and balancing that energy. "15 more seconds. Okay, inhale, hold the breath, squeeze root lock. Exhale, release. Relax for just a second. And then rolling onto one side and coming up, or rocking and rolling, coming up to a seated position, and then onto your heels. So we'll do some spinal flex. You can sit on a cushion to take pressure off of your knees if you would like to. Hands come onto your thighs. Inhale as your sternum comes forward. Exhale as you round it back. Chin stays level. Go ahead. You can let the eyes close. Maybe the eyes come up to the third eye. Maybe you're thinking the mental mantra, Sat Nam, I am truth. Keep going. Powerful breath. Good. Inhale, center. Hold the breath, squeeze root lock. Exhale, release. From here, we're going to move into the next posture. So stay on your heels. Open your knees a little bit wide here. Forehead will come to the ground and the palms of your hands will come onto your feet if they reach there. And if not, they can just be anywhere in this area. Then really focus on your third eye, on that space between your eyebrows. So your eyes will roll up to the space. And then it's long, deep breathing, focusing on that third eye. And we're going to be here for a few minutes. So really tune into your breath, that long, deep breathing. We're using the energy in our second chakra to help activate this ajna, the sixth chakra. Just notice if you're holding on anywhere that doesn't need to be held. Let your shoulders relax. Let your face, other than your eyes, that there's a little tension. Let your face relax, jaw relaxed. Maybe as you're focusing here at your third eye, you can just notice the sounds around you. And notice the feeling of your forehead on the mat. Notice the feeling in your hands, feeling on the bottoms of your feet. And as your mind wanders, just keep bringing it back to focusing on that intuitive space between your eyebrows. Keep bringing it back to this moment. Notice the texture of your blanket or the carpet, whatever's underneath your body. Just notice how it feels to be here for a moment in this quiet. So this is another quote here. Security shall not come to you no matter how spiritual you are, how great you are, how much money you have, how many boyfriends you have, how many marriages you go through. This is all just a matter of satisfying emotions and feelings. It has nothing to do with you. A person who has proportionately less intuition is more in doubt. The more you are in doubt, the more easily you are vulnerable to crisis, because you will have conflict. Should I? Shouldn't I? Is it? Isn't it not? So as you focus on this space and on this intuition, one indicator of strong intuition is this ability to move from a place of doubt. It's moving out of the commotion of emotion, all of those feelings, all of those thoughts, and into the place, the only place where we can find real security. This inner knowing space. Inhale, suspend the breath, squeeze root lock. Exhale, slowly come up out of that. Maybe pausing for just a moment on your heels to notice how you feel. And then we always follow that exercise with bundle rolls. So they're a little bit strange. I think we've done bundle rolls once or twice. Let's move all of your stuff out of the way here. So this is where you'll want the double mat or something comfortable to roll on and enough space. So you place your arms down by your sides. Legs come together like a bundle of sticks or logs. And then you just roll from one side to the other and then back again. And just keep rolling here. I'm going to start the timer. So if you have a whole room, you can really just roll all the way across to one side of the room and then all the way back to the other side of the room. Just rolling. You're going to feel silly, and that's good. Just go ahead and roll. And this is a nice massage for your whole body. It's stimulating your whole body, massaging your whole body. It's also balancing the magnetic field around your body. So you can focus on feeling silly. That's a fun way to do this one. Kind of laugh and play like you're a kid. Or another option is that you can really focus on the sensation. So I really notice when I do this, especially my shoulders and my arms, I can feel the sensation of that sort of pressure, that little massage on my arms as I roll. You can notice the way that your legs feel as you roll. Notice where you're getting a massage there. Maybe noticing your stomach or your back, how that feels. Maybe you can even notice the sensation of your forehead as it sort of rolls across the ground. You've got one more minute here. Keep your body as straight as you can while realizing that it does have to move a little bit to get some momentum. Just be present. Be in your body in this moment. Okay, and when you find yourself on your back again, go ahead and inhale. Exhale. Notice the sensations. And then come to a seated position, maybe finding a tall seat on something. And we'll do 3 minutes of chanting. And it's Satnam in waves. So it's Sat, and again, Satnam is I am truth. So Sat, and we do that in 7 undulations. And then Nam. So I can't remember if we've done this one. If we have, it's been a long time. So you'll imagine that there's a counterclockwise spiral moving up your spine and hitting each of your chakras. So you start at the root and then imagine the spiral here, and then at your solar plexus, and then at your heart, and then at your throat, and then at your third eye, and then at the crown of your head, and then Nam, and the energy kind of flowing back around down to the base. So you can put your hands in Gyan Mudra, first finger and thumb touch. You can let your eyes close and move them up to that space, the third eye space again. And we'll begin chanting. Satnam. I'm going to higher the pitch a little. Satnam. Satnam. Spiral going up through those energy centers. Satnam. 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 Sat. Nam. Sat. Nam. Inhale. Hold the breath, squeeze root lock. Exhale, release. And then come lying on your back for Shavasana. You can cover up if you like.
And if you notice any tension at all, just try and soften so that your whole body is in a state of allowing. Begin that central channel breathing we did at the beginning again. Imagining breathing in through the earth, up into your heart, and then out the crown of your head. And feel that whole channel, or imagine feeling it all opening up. Just feel yourself allowing. Yogi Bhajan says that the first step in increasing your intuition is finding this thoughtlessness, this place of stillness. Visiting here regularly. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Start to circle your hands and your feet. Inhale as you stretch the arms up overhead, lengthening the spine. Exhaling as you bring the arms out to the side in a T, bringing one knee into the chest, pulling it across the chest for a twist. Maybe feeling your spine adjust, and then the other leg whenever you're ready. Then rubbing the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet together. Grasping the front of your shins, rocking and rolling on your spine until you come to a seated position and finding a nice tall seat again.
So the meditation is a little bit longer than normal, but it's divided into 6 segments. So there's a different mudra to do with the hands in each of those segments. It's called becoming intuitive or become intuitive. So your left hand will come onto your heart. Right hand will come, the thumb presses the other 3 fingers down, and then this index finger is extended. This finger represents wisdom. Okay. Your eyes will close. You'll inhale through your nose. You'll exhale through your mouth where you'll whistle. And if you can't quite whistle, just go ahead and let the air move across your lips, your puckered lips. Go ahead and begin. Make sure your spine is really lifted here. So I feel like there's no pressure on your butt. So it's all lifting up through your chest. Shoulder blades are back. Sternum is forward, lifting up through the crown of your head. Keep going as you imagine this purity, the divinity that's inside of you. Imagine that you're calling it. So you're calling out to that infinite part of you. Lips puckered like this, activating your vagus nerve, the center of your compassion. Activating this energy at the center of your heart. So just imagining reaching out, touching that infinite part of you, calling out to the infinite part of you. Look for it. There's no specified eye gaze. I like to look at the tip of my nose. You can look up between your eyebrows. This higher you is there. Just find it. Open yourself up to it. Allow it. Focus on the sound of your breath or your whistle. As often as your mind wanders, keep bringing it back. Look for that feeling. Look for that feeling in your heart space. Look for the infinite. That steady calm. Now, switch hands. So your left hand, Jupiter finger is extended. Your right hand hovers just above the crown of your head, or it can lightly touch the top of your head. I like to start it above and then rest it lightly on my head when my arm starts to get tired. We'll be here for half the amount of time. Same breath, same whistle pattern. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, long, slow whistle. Activating our crown chakra now. Chakra that helps connect us to the infinite. Keep searching for yourself. Searching for that infinite, the wisdom. Be here now. Now, bring both arms up overhead in a prayer pose. You can interlock the thumbs. Stretch up from the armpits, reaching up through the crown of the head. Same breath pattern. This time again, the time is cut in half. Just 2.5 minutes here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, long, slow whistle. Searching for the infinite. Pull in breath from the crown of your head, up above the crown of your head. Just 1 more minute in this position. Keep listening, keep focusing. Good. Now place your right hand over your left at your heart. And just listen for a moment to this music. And just meditate. Now place your hands on your navel. And we'll start chanting Hara in just a second. And as we do, actually force your hands into your belly. So forceful pull. And the navel is below the belly button. Below the belly button. I'm going to start something opposite now. Hut, 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 Now move into elbow lock. So place hands on top of elbows, lift the arms so that they're parallel with the ground. Then inhale. Hold the breath, squeeze the whole spine all the way up, and then squeeze every muscle in the body. Exhale, 2 more times. Inhale. Squeeze the spine, squeeze the body. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Squeeze the spine all the way up the whole spine. Squeeze the whole body. Tight, tight, tight. The face, the hands, the feet, everything. Exhale. Release the hands. Let them just relax in the lap. And just sit for a moment and notice how you feel. according to Yogi Bhajan, is to be obedient. But not to anyone outside of ourselves, being obedient to ourselves. So asking your intuition now, anything that you've been wondering, wanting to know, asking what it is that you should be doing. Or maybe just sitting in the stillness of who you are. Okay, we'll close with a long time sun song. Bring your hands back to your heart center in prayer pose. Inhale. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. One long set, not short enough. May you remember who you are and carve out time in your day, every day, to feel that